In this lesson, we're going to be talking about equations of lines. Okay, the most common form of a line that we're going to be using all year is the slope-intercept form of a line. And you should know this like the back of your hand from Algebra 1. Y equals mx plus b. The book talks about another form of a line. We're not going to be dealing with that. If you eventually get to calculus, in my calculus class, I use that other form, but this is the form that I'm going to be using. It's the one the department decided that we're going to be using the most often. So even if the book asks you to do things in the other form, which is called point slope, I always want you to be using this, y equals mx plus b. Where m, remember, is our slope, and b is the y-intercept. Okay? Write an equation in slope-intercept form of a line with a slope, okay, so that's my m, of 6 and a y-intercept of 3. So y equals mx plus b. They give me everything. This is our easy example. 6x minus 3. So to graph your line, you go to the y-intercept, which is -3, and then you graph two other points that are on your line. So we go up 6. Let me make sure I did 6 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and to the right 1. So I went positive and positive. Now I'm going to go negative, negative. So I'm going to go down 6 and left 1. And then using a straight edge, I apologize, I don't have a straight edge with this. But if I was doing this on the board in class, I'd be having a straight edge. You have your line, y equals 6x minus 3. Write the equation in slope-intercept form of a line whose slope, okay, so here they're telling me my m, and contains -6, 8. So this is x and y. So in your y equals mx plus b. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of this. This m here is 2/3. So I am going to plug that in the right color. 2/3 is my m. This is an x, this is a y. So plug in 8 for y, plug in -6 for x, plus b. Now we have to simplify. Okay, the 3 cancels to be a 1, that cancels to be a -2. So I have a -4 plus b. B is going to be equal to 12. So we have our y equals 2/3 x plus 12. Okay, and now we have to graph this. This is the typical grid I like to give you guys, and it goes off the grid of a positive 12. What you could always do is you could always kind of add in some points here. And I'm going to go a negative down 2, left 3, down 2, left 3, I have my 3 points, graphing my line. I'm going to make them so they always fit on this 10 by 10 grid that I give you guys, okay? But notice how this point, -6, 8, is on my graph, okay? So it worked. Write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form for the line containing 4, 9, and -2, 0. Okay, all you need to write the equation of a line is you need slope and a point. Okay, that's all you need to write the equation of a line. So I find my slope. 0 minus 9, negative 2 minus 4, negative 9 over a negative 6. That simplifies to be, if I reduce everything by 3 halves. Okay, and then we have our point. Pick one of these 2 points. I'm personally going to pick this negative 2, 0, just because one of my coordinates is 0. And I plug into y equals mx plus b. So y is equal to 0. M is 3 halves. X is a negative 2 plus b. So that simplifies to be a negative 1. So I have 0 equals negative 3 plus b. B is equal to 3. And so now we write and we plug in y equals m x plus b. I was thinking about what I wanted to say to you guys. I wanted to make sure you understood that you have to fill in your m, you have to fill in the b. Every equation, most of the equations I should say, we're going to write have an x and a y in them because it's some relation in terms of x and y. Okay. Example 4, write the equation of a line through 5, negative 2, and 0, negative 2 in slope-intercept form. So again, we need our slope. So we find our slope. Negative 2 minus a negative 2 over 0 minus 5. My slope is 0. So actually, let's plug that into y equals mx plus b. And my slope is equal to 0. So my slope here is 0. Let's choose, oh, this point right here. Oh, that's really nice. They give me the y-intercept. So I can actually just plug in y equals mx minus 2. They give me the y-intercept there. I was going to pick this point, but they've already given me the y-intercept. 0 times x. How you could see this really quickly, if you notice it, is, so it's a slope of 0, so we know that that is a horizontal line. Okay, what stays constant with this horizontal line? The y coordinates are always the same. The y coordinates are always the same. So that's how I knew that was the line y equals 2. I'm sorry, y equals negative 2. The x coordinates are always changing, but here on this line here, they're always the same y coordinate because it's the same horizontal, it's one horizontal line. Okay, example 5. Write the equation in slope-intercept form for a line perpendicular to that line. Okay, so perpendicular. So our slopes are the opposite reciprocals of each other. Okay, so our perpendicular slope. If our slope is 1/5, the opposite reciprocal of that is negative 5. It passes through this point. Remember, those are x and y coordinates. So I have my y equals mx plus b. I plug in my y. My y here is 0. I plug in my m, which is negative 5. I plug in my x, which is a 2. And then plus b, that's what I need to solve for. So y equals negative 5x plus 10. Okay, next example. Write the equation of the line through that point that is parallel to that line. Okay, so parallel. That means that we need to find a line that has the same slope. Okay, so I need a line that is the same slope as that line. Now notice that line is not in slope-intercept form. Okay, I need to put this in slope-intercept form. So I need to solve for the variable y. I subtract the 3x term to both sides. I divide by a -4. Okay, so my same slope. So what I'm plugging into y equals mx plus b over here, my slope is going to be 3/4. And then over here, remember we have an x and a y. So I have y, which is 6, equals my m, which is the same one as this line over here. This was my slope. X is 3 plus b. Oh, now we have to work with some fractions. And that's okay. 6 equals 9/4 plus b. So I have 6 minus 9/4 plus b. So 6 in terms of fourths is 24 over 4. I multiplied by 4 on the top and bottom. That should be an equals b. I don't know why I wrote a plus there. So b in this case equals 15 over 4. So again, the last thing you want to do is write your equation. Y equals m, which is 3/4, x plus b, which is 15 over 4. Okay, our next example. And this is a good application problem. An apartment charges $525 per month plus a $750 annual maintenance fee. Write an equation to represent the first year's cost, A, for R months of rent. Okay, so they are charging me, I need to know my amount. Okay, so that's what A is. A is like our Y. They're charging me $525 per month. So $525, that's my rate. Remember, slope is rate. $525 per, that's a fancy way of saying rate, month. $525R plus that one-time maintenance fee. Sometimes that's called a safety deposit. Okay, B. Compare this rental cost with one that charges a $200 annual fee, which is a little bit lower, but my rent is a little bit more a month. Okay, so this one would be $600 per month plus the $200. Okay, if I plug in R equals 12 here, I have 525 times 12 plus 750. 525 after 12 months, it's going to cost me $7,050. For here, my amount my rent is for 12 months. Okay, so I have A equals 600 times 12 plus 200. That equals 7,400. So the first one's is a lot cheaper, okay? Even though you had a less expensive annual maintenance fee, this one's charging you less per month by about $75. So that money is going to add up in the end, okay? But I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. You also have to think about, what does this maintenance fee do? Okay, that maintenance fee, maybe their grounds are kept up better. Okay, so all things you want to think about as you're looking for an apartment. Okay, so that is our equations of lines video. Thank you for watching.